This is a re-recording of the 5-minute artist talk I presented at Lawndale Art Center as part of the July 19th Big Slideshow event in conjunction with the 2025 Big Show exhibition. In 2005, under a different name, I entered a large self-portrait called Start 1,000 Times in the Big Show. So long ago, you had to bring your work physically into the building for jurying, and I have a slide of this image. It became my first juried show. Partially because I was a young adult cancer survivor, I set a secret goal of becoming the Lance Armstrong of getting into the big show. He's now disgraced, and I didn't end up submitting every year. And of course, I didn't get in every year I submitted, including a humbling rejection the year after I was an award winner. But I thought I would share that I have basically achieved this goal because this is, in fact, my seventh big show. I'm grateful to be in a place I love, thankful to the amazing people that run Lawndale, and honored that Dr. Townsend selected my work to appear alongside such vital and exciting Houston artists. My artwork now is equal parts love letter, documentation, and warning. These two 8 by 8 inch Houston landscapes are my work in the show, and this installation photo is by Tamira Collins. I'm a naturalist and environmental advocate, and my roadway botanizing series arose from studies of road ecology and botanizing, which is the equivalent of bird watching but for plants. The damage we do was the first in this series. This southeast Houston scene had profuse plant, bird, and insect life juxtaposed with the built environment. I was amazed at how a ubiquitous view can capture so much environmental damage. A parking lot for cars and implied noise pollution, the heat death of concrete and implied removal of its components from elsewhere, mowing, a light pole for light pollution, and a drain to dangerously rush water away instead of letting plants and ground mitigate flooding and replenish the water table. It's paired with right-of-way featuring overgrowth along train tracks. I seek areas where plants have volunteered and grown large enough to blow in the wind, basically the opposite of lawns, as these fragments are their own ecosystems, microhabitats supporting other life. This is crossings. As a person who had a difficult childhood and has a mobility issue, this series requires confronting my sense of freedom and possibility, stirred by an open Texas road, with the myriad of environmental impacts of roads and cars. It requires trying to perceive our built world through the experiences of other species. Reclamation depicts local ecosystems reclaiming the former Brownwood subdivision. From the 60s through the 80s, it experienced subsidence when unrestrained groundwater pumping caused the land to compact and sink into surrounding bays, and homes were destroyed. Their remains are now the Baytown Nature Center. As I finished this painting in May, the Houston-Galveston area made national news for subsidence, as we are now sinking faster than any other major U.S. city. This is right-of-way 2 and 16 by 16 inches. Seemingly mundane vignettes can provide a sustained examination of the liminal edgelands within our city, interstitial landscapes where wildness resists our efforts and nature persists in altered forms. In all of these, I employ the traditional media of oil painting to elevate these subjects to a form that, historically, has been considered significant, of value, and able to withstand the test of time. Also 16 by 16 inches, this is Bentliff Ditch, an overgrown channelized bayou tributary in my Sharpstown neighborhood. In A Natural History of Urban Lots, author Christopher Brown notes, such places are equally, if not more wondrous than our greatest wilderness preserves, in part because of the way they show the promise of nature's resilience, its capacity to adapt to and recover from our damaging impact on the planet. And finally, this is 8 by 8 is Retention, a view mere blocks from Lawndale, which is the blue building in the upper right-hand corner of the map. This scene is a small portion of a large marshy pond where water birds can frequently be spied as you're shunted by on the frontage road of northbound 59 to the Main Street exit. The entire pond is the gray shape running across the middle of that map. In these works, I ask you to notice that the boundaries between city and nature are actually illusory. Nature is not somewhere else, and I hope I might help you notice the wildness around you. Here's some reading in case you're interested. I particularly recommend A Natural History of Empty Lots, Field Notes from the Urban Edgelands, Back Alleys, and Other Wild Places, which was written by Austin author Christopher Brown. And again, I'm Renata Lucia, and I'm at Renlu Art on Instagram if anyone would like to connect, which I would love. Thank you so much.